Mm. Mm-hmm. Great. So we are good. We can go on with our discussions. And actually, how many participants do we have? 5 at now. So maybe we have like 5 minutes or so to discuss your questions, guys, as soon as everybody connects. So does anyone wants to ask anything like from the workflow or some problems you had yesterday, today? Hey, Zara.
So I took my model to Hubs. I did it finally. And
so good.
I even added music. And before the music wasn't working, so then I got Mozilla Firefox. So I think Google Chrome was the issue with that. So now you can actually click it and see it.
I think I started somewhere. Just a second. I'll check. I just opened my laptop and started to click on everything, so I don't remember. Okay, just like that. Mm-hmm. Great, thank you for the thing that you put it and just check it. Did you like it, the scale and the way that it is appears in Hubs?
I did, but I think I need to still work on the scale, and also like the skybox and.
Yeah, great. That's beautiful.
And also materials. Like I don't know how to add materials yet, but I think we're doing that today.
Yeah, sure. We will put light and materials so that there would be shadows. Right now we see this, the model is lighted by Mozilla Hubs light. So it's like soft, but if you open this link on a device like mobile phone, it would be flat, it would be just white. This is why we bake the light. Oh, you put the music, but I don't hear it, I suppose, because I've opened it. Yeah, we should try. There is one thing with Mozilla, like I need to go to Firefox to hear it properly, or I need to make Google Chrome incognito window so I hear it properly, or otherwise I don't hear music and people as well. So I think like, this bug is 1 year old, but it is still bothered. So I think we would hear the music, and afterwards you can just make this music audio file invisible. Yeah, so you can afterwards make it invisible, so you don't know where it comes from, but it is like
because it's the royalty free, it has that part in the audio. It's just a placeholder for now.
Okay, great. But yeah, the model is cool and it works quite well, so it's not like heavy, I suppose.
And it's weird, like I took it from Rhino to Blender and then GLB and opened it here, but I didn't optimize it yet. So there's like 500,000 polygons or something, but
it's heavy.
It's still working. It's still working though. I'm thinking, do you remember I showed you 3 proposals? Because I'm thinking I might as well do all 3 if I have the time. Because now I'm curious about like how it works.
Yeah, it's like it's very playful workflow. You just update, make something new, and yeah, it's getting great. Okay, thank you. You've made it. And I think we can just discuss, start to discuss our workflow on this, for example, this example. So I just check how many participants we have now. 7, and it's 14. Okay, maybe any one of you guys have questions for now, just before the lecture, so that we can discuss some questions, and we will go on with optimization and this stuff.
So I have a couple of questions in terms of materiality.
Like
I imported my my model from Rhino to Blender, but when I try to apply materials to different bits of the model, it's not there. Sorry. I can show you what I've done if you want.
Yeah, sure. You can share your screen and we just check how it looks.
Yeah.
Maybe it is because I just show, but maybe it is because all parts are one object right now. So
okay. So it's, wait, this is, I know it's not done, but when, so basically in render mode, it's glass and steel and stuff. And then, but when I try to change, for example, sorry, to change this material, it won't change. Like I'm trying to make it green, for example. It's the same color. So I explored this, or yeah.
Did you watch these tutorials on materials, or you just try to, like, I think we will try today to apply materials, and it would work for you after the tutorial.
Okay.
I think it's okay. Like everything is okay with the model, but right now you have this 4 materials applied to one model, and this green is the last one. And if you delete all the previous versions, like leave only the green one, it will become the green, because you can apply a number of materials to the model, and there could be some parts that are green and some parts that are gray. But when you have a number of materials, it takes the first one, I suppose.
Okay, yeah.
I think everything is great. You just need to check if this thing is okay, or just see the tutorial.
Sorry, there was another question. So I imported it in Scope, and then because I have different other objects in the file, it imports everything from the file. Do I need to make a separate file with just the thing, and then
it's of course it's comfortable when you have only this thing in the file, but to export GLB, you can just select the thing that you need and export it, so you don't need to delete and take time, like to clear everything if you don't have enough time. So you can just select the things that you need.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so how many people do we have? I think we will start now. 7 people. Some guys actually couldn't work on further. Some guys wrote me a letter that they have their finals right this week. Daniela, I think, and I think we will go on with 7 people, but still we have these live streams on YouTube, so it would be recorded. So today I see that we have good steps further, and actually we had this intense day yesterday, and then today and the next day we actually have a more soft days for more work and less information, because we only need to learn how to add light and materials and how to export GLB properly in these 2 days. And also I wanted during this workshop to learn you how to add these avatars if you want, like customized avatar, and maybe some spoke editing assets information if you don't understand it fully or if you have questions. So it's not as much information as before. So we can just start to produce the things we want. And I think it's you would ask questions, I would help you, and we will go on with this. And on these examples you show right now, we are working well. Everything is good with those who are interested in it. So I think for today, we are here in our progress bar. So we are somewhere here. Between those two, we have drafts in our software, like Blender or Maya, I suppose. Oh, not Blender, sorry, Rhino, Maya, or other. And we imported it to Blender, and some of you imported it to Spoke and started to explore it. And today we would go through the models in hubs, or just go on examples that we have and see how we can improve them, how we can think about the light and the materials we need to make it work the way that we imagine. And afterwards, tomorrow, we will learn how to bake it and import the final stuff to Spoke. So today I wanted to start with like state of work discussion, like how do you do, what do you have, and as we saw, Zara has made it, like this beautiful thing. You can just come, everyone here. We have this link. Zara, can I share it in Discord? Okay.
Yes, yes.
Zara project.
So and also every time I update that model and publish it again, so the newest version will be there for everyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah, if you, oh no, sorry. No, the thing is there are two types of links to the model. This one is a link to the room. And if you have a link to the Spoke project, the way that I showed you yesterday, like these scenes, it's a link to the project, not the final room. And you just create new room with it. This thing is always a link to your project, and it is updatable. So if you have this link and then you go to the room, you see all updates. So if you want
Are you sharing?
To see update,
Are you sharing your screen?
Sorry, I'm not. Oh, okay. Sorry, I just forgot. Sorry, guys. Don't hesitate to tell me that I lost a bit. Okay, so in Discord, I just showed you this. You see now, right? This is the link to the scene, to the project. So when we open it, it updates. If you have some improvements and I have this link, I would see the improvements. And then I make a room with it and see these updates. And the second link, the link that you showed us today, Zara, is this link to the room, and it is not updatable. It is like the final room of the, not the final room of the project, one of the versions. So to share updatable link, you need to share the first one. And it is the first that appears when you publish the project. First appears this link, and then you push create the model or create the room, and you have the second one that is not updatable. You just try it and you will understand.
Okay.
Okay, it's just we figured out how to do this like through work in like during 1 month, I suppose. How to share updatable links. So we have this. Oh, someone came as well. We have this beautiful model here, and we can just think about where the spawn point, like where the user appears in this space, what he sees first. Should there be any information or text or just this beautiful thing, and you just can find this perfect point from which you like your model first and put the spawn point there. And also you think about how it should be lighted, like the sun or some additional lights here. Oh, beautiful avatar. Cool. So, and the materials, you can think about, like, do you want to use materials that you had here? Those? Yes, Zara?
Yeah, that's a different model, so I'm not sure.
You can just play with them, yeah.
Maybe I could apply the pink one here and see what happens.
And also about the skybox, we can find some like skyboxes or examples, or maybe we can just leave it like that, or because the sky is cool here, or we can produce some textures like in this example. These guys, they always make something like slight textured skyboxes that are very close to the color and textures of the main object. So it makes this art effect that it is like, a beautiful artwork, and you don't realize actually that this is a skybox here, not a model. So you can just play with this and try to do. But the only thing that we need to learn how to produce these 360 skyboxes textured, because they would have seam if they are not made for 360. But I think there are some techniques that I can just check how to make it. But I wanted to learn it as well, how to make this.
So we can make our own skybox?
Yeah, sure. We can just those images like ready skyboxes. Sorry, I just make it. Oh, I'll just leave it for a while, I think. So those skyboxes, they're like pre-made 360 images, and we need to make something like this in the terms that it is doesn't have seams when we make it 360, so that we can take something like this, for example, and just add numerous filters in Photoshop, for example, make it like whitish, pinkish, something like very close to your model, very maybe not intense, but very soft, and just check how it looks like.
Yeah, I think you're right. We can make it on Photoshop. Like if we make the artboard size like this huge panoramic seamless one, and then make it like a skybox.
Yeah. Just to make it like seamless, we need some base image that has no seams, like it is prepared for this 360 work. So
Yeah.
the other way, like in my mind, that we can render something that and make it 360 when we change properties, like to make render 360 image, but I haven't done it yet, and I also need to learn how to do that. So maybe the quickest way and like the most like quick test way is to take something like this and just modify it as far as you want, just to have these proper seams and joints. Okay, so I think we're good here now. So about the light and the way that it is lit up, I thought that your examples are quite cool, and they have almost no internal light, just these shadows on the floors here on the ground. So we can just start with something like this, like making a sun, intensive sun, and produce some first tests with no additional light, and then just check if we need some more. Yeah, I would show how to make these materials and lights. So you just will check today in Blender how it looks, if you're happy with it, and then tomorrow we will bake it and upload to Spoke. Okay?
Sounds good.
So do you have any questions with your work right now, Zara?
So far, I'm okay. I'm just getting used to like the interface for Spoke, like moving around and flying and so is it only browser, or can we download it?
Yeah,
Okay.
Spoke is only in browser, and it's not like very not user friendly, very friendly to design in, as I told yesterday. So I just make everything in Blender and then put the final model there.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard to work from this point of view and to put things there. Actually, there is a way to work with the coordinates there. So I just wanted to tell about it, and I think it's a good time to. So this is our draft for Nana's Dante, and I just wanted to show that if we have this model in Blender, so you all will have imported models in Blender, and they should be located in the center of axis. So I have something like this location. It is upwards, but it could be like changed, but somewhere in the center of the whole work area. So these coordinates, those one, go straight to Spoke. And when we change something in Spoke, we can just find perfect coordinates in Blender, and then just put them manually to the properties of the object. This is the one way to do some precise work when you have to put some text or something. Those coordinates, they are they're the same. So the worlds have the same coordinates. So you just put the your objects. Even if I export this one away from, like, not with all the whole scene, I can see at its coordinates first and just copy them, put them into Spoke. Or the other way is to set origin point. I didn't say about it yesterday, but yeah, the origin point works very important in Blender and Spoke because of these things that you want to put something in its right place, and the origin point influences the way that you have those grab things, like where the arrows are. If I have a origin point here, but the object is here, and I export it, I would have those arrows here in Spoke. So one way
I have an issue with the exact same thing right now.
Mhm.
So after you explain, can I share my screen and show you? Because my
Yeah, sure.
origin
Yeah.
point is like far away.
Yeah. I would explain here, and we just check your model so that we all understand how it works. So if you have a scene in Blender and you want this thing just to put somewhere in Spoke, you can find these perfect coordinates and just put them manually to Spoke. But also to make the scene, to put it right here in Spoke, you can just set origin to, geometry to origin, 3D cursor. We need 3D cursor here, like, sorry, yeah, like that. So it's in the middle, in the right point, in the middle of our coordinates. Oh, sorry. No. So little bit. I have some problems still with these things as well. So we have cursor here, and we just say that this object has its origin point here, and when we export it, origin point to 3D cursor here. So it has it here. So when we put it to Spoke, it has this point, pivot point, as I remember right, this point from which we change its coordinates here, not in the center of the mass. So we would, for example, I should show export GLTF workshop pivot example. It, like, when you work with it, it doesn't seem so much important, but then it very boosts your work when you have all coordinates right. You just put everything very quickly. So you see, it has this grab thing, like this point for transformations ahead of it, and not inside of it. And it's not useful when you want just to take some object and put it everywhere, but it is useful when you want all this scene exported to Spoke. So if we origin to center of the mass, of mass, yeah, we have something like this. This origin point is inside of object, and if we export it right now, we would have different version. We would have those arrows just inside the object, so it is useful when you play with it inside Spoke. It would work like that. You even don't have differences in preview or something, but it influences. Oh, where is it? Sorry, it's example one. Sorry, it didn't work. Yeah, I'm wrong. You need to put it in the center of the whole scene, so it is in the center of. So we put those coordinates here. it should be in the center of the scene. So when we export it, it is in the center. It has all the graphings like transformation points in the center. Sorry, I just forgotten it. So it should work like that. Yeah, so when you want to make a scene that is like, you can export the whole scene so you don't have this problem. You have only one coordinate for the whole thing. If you want to make it from different objects, you need to put each object to the center of coordinates in Blender so that it works this way. Otherwise, it would have a center of coordinates taken from Blender. But the object is here, and it is not useful when you, for example, start to rotate. It rotates around this its central point from Blender. So this is the thing. Okay, Zara, you should you can show us your screen so that we just check one more time how it works.
Can you see my screen?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yes. Here, like this is actually it's far away. So my model, actually, I made this black floor plane width here. It's together, it's one piece, because I wanted that specific to be the floor plate. So then I would just align the floor line and spoke to this black floor line. But this thing should be in the center here. You know, it's like, I don't even know how to zoom in and out on spoke. Like after a point, like it doesn't go that far.
Okay, so yeah, to deal with it, you need to go to Blender and to change the coordinates. So where do you have the center of the coordinates place? It's not, the project is, what coordinates does this project has right now?
Right now, it's just random, like from Rhino. I think what I should have done was that from Rhino, I should have put it on Origin, because then when I would export it from Rhino to Blender, it would come automatically.
Maybe, yeah, maybe it's one of the versions, so that you like have smooth workflow from Rhino to Blender and don't have to
do it in Blender.
Yeah, but the other way, like the quick way, is to change its properties in Blender. I think you need to go to right menu. Like there is a small arrow on the right side of your screen. You should.
Like here? Or no?
Oh, set origin, for example. Yeah, try this.
I actually don't know Blender.
No.
Where did it go?
Undo this thing. Okay. You need.
Okay. Yeah. Here, it's on the origin.
Oh, yeah, it's on origin. Okay, great. So
I don't know what we did though.
You can look to YouTube stream.
Yeah.
So now if you export it to Spoke, it would be in the center. The arrow would be in the center, I suppose. Just
I'll do that.
To GLB, and it would be in the right place. Oh, we would learn one more time how to export GLB.
And now to Spoke. I think it's loading.
Yeah. But also at your screen, we can also look how many vertices and faces does this object has, and there are numbers down the screen. So this is the statistics of by the way, do you have an old Blender Like it's not
Yeah.
the latest one, yeah.
Yeah.
The thing with Blender is that it changes so much from one to
Update
another.
to another, yeah.
Yeah, so if
Even here, it tells you the vertices. Like, for example, if you do this, it tells
yeah,
you like,
yeah, it shows how much, and it shows that you have too much, I suppose.
but like like I was surprised how much Spoke can actually handle, because it still said I had a lot left.
Yeah, but
mine, yeah.
the developers say that the best number of polygons is 20,000. And it works on
What?
each device, and it works smoothly. So it is a number that, like when you have a customer, he asks why is too much, and you should have 1,000. But yeah,
See here, like
500. But I will show today how we can optimize it like softly so that it doesn't change too much. But
is this a lot though? Do I have a lot?
yeah. So yeah, they have this comment below. We recommend Yasin no more than 50,000, but last year it was 20,000 triangles. So I think that they're working on their soft as well. But 50,000, so it's heavy.
Yeah. Maybe
Okay,
like I don't
then.
know.
So
it's just working pretty okay though on my laptop. Like it's pretty smooth.
But there is a possibility that someone on like a mobile phone won't be able to open it.
So when I optimize this, it might become like like the Moscow study,
More
where it's like.
Okay, so you can just check your coordinates, but I think we will go further. So if you have any questions, you can just jump in and ask it with like further discussions. Thank you so much for your work. Like everyone sees that it is possible. Okay, so Olivia, how do you do? But okay, we will. I think Olivia. We will look with Olivia, and then at the end we will work with Nana, because I've made a draft and I wanted to show on it how we work with light and materials and so on. So how do you do, Olivia?
So I am applying materials right now. I mean, I saw a tutorial about how to modify materials and how to create materials in Blender, but like the donut one, so it's not that complex. And I did import it to Spoke. I could show you, but it's like when I did import it, it had all the other elements in the
you just need to select, and it would work.
Yeah. And another thing, when I can show you, it doesn't look too good right now. So the thing is, there's the glass. See, it's not exactly glass here. So
yeah, I just forgot to check how we can make it glass. Because yeah, we can render it, but it would be like it won't be the glass as a physical element. It would be a rendered texture of a glass from Blender. The first option. The second option, we can make it in different ways. So it is transparent. We can change its opacity, but it won't be like shiny or rendered as a beautiful glass by render machine, but just a element with opacity. We can just check both versions and decide what works best, because they have problems with glass. No, they, but there are problems with glass here in Spoke. I haven't seen beautiful examples so that the glass works the way that we used to think about it from rendering, like renders, beautiful renders. So I would drop you examples of glass, and we will decide how to do best, because maybe it is better to just render the model in Blender with all the lights and so on, but there wouldn't be opacity in the model, like it won't be transparent, but it would be cute. Or other ways, if it's important that it is transparent, we can just check both versions, I suppose. I will start with this after our presentation, so that we would have different ways to do it. Okay, so did you upload, published it and see how it works inside, like the geometry and all the stuff? How do you feel inside?
So not exact. I mean, I haven't published it, and this is an older version. I need to upload the new one, because when I imported it from Rhino to Blender, the polygons I used, I mean, I exported it as a low polygon thing, and then on the inside there are some circular shapes which kind of that. So yeah, I changed that here, so it's smooth, but yeah, I still need to apply material to these bits. And the thing is, in here, so these parts of the structure are glass as well. So these these lines should be glass, and this bit as well should be glass. So I don't know how to. It was so when I saw that tutorial, he did something with roughness to make it like smoother or something. This is not glass still, but I could do a material that's somewhat transparent, but also is really where is it?
Okay, I will try to make a file, a Blender file with an example, where I will try 2 or 3 versions of how we can make it, so that we choose the way that we make this thing feel glossy. And we will just discuss with you what is the best. But also for the circular things, did you make everything in NURBS in Rhino, like not meshes, right? And export it as a low poly. Can you just show how you exported the model so that I understand where the problem is? Because it's not easy to repair this model inside Blender. It is better to prepare it in Rhino, the way that it works good in Blender, I'm afraid.
I mean, it looks all right now. Like this is the newer version with more.
It doesn't have holes, yeah?
No, it's just I kind of exploded it, so now it's in parts. Yeah.
Great. So you don't have this problem, but because I see that this thing in center, this cocoon, I don't know, it is a bit like it has triangles. Does it appear well in Spoke? This white thing.
So here it's smooth. I'll try and I'll just export it as GLB and then see how it works.
Okay, yeah, you can just check it one more time and then ask me questions or just comment how it works, so that I'm sure it's all right with you. Okay?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Good work. I think we're on our way. So
actually, sorry, I have 2 more questions. I just wanted to add some texture to the ground. So around the pools, I wanted to do something like grass or like a, I don't know, something. Should I add something to it or should I just leave it?
1 second. I just wanted to look. So you have this outside area, yeah?
Yeah.
And you want to add some. Do you imagine how it would look like outside this landscape? You have this landscape from an example from Spoke right now, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you want something like this or a different version, like a flat grass and skybox? How do you imagine it in perfect way?
So basically, the outside, I was considering leaving the outside quite blank in a way, and the interior, so where the ground is right now, would be of like, I don't know, a glossy material with some rocks or something on it. I mean, what I had in mind is I have this friend who works in Blender and he does some really cool stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, can you share screen just show so I understand?
Yeah, just let me find it. Okay. Just a second. But obviously, like his work.
Or you can just drop it to Discord. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, obviously not this complicated, but like something. A material like this sort of, look.
Yeah. I have a YouTube lesson how to make some these glossy rainbow materials.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Something. Also, there is I think terrain. I'll check terrain element in Blender.
Mm-hmm.
And just need to check. I have seen it somewhere. Object. I'll check. There, I think there is a pre-modeled terrain elements that we can just put,
Okay.
and then apply these shiny glossy materials.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
can I suggest something? She can also look at pre-made scenes and terrains for Blender specifically on Sketchfab, or like if she then takes it to Spoke, it'll be like easier workflow.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can also look for in Sketchfab.
Yeah.
But okay, I'll just drop you some versions how to make it quickly. I think to Discord because everyone is interested in terrain here, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So we're a little bit not on time, I suppose. We have more. This presentation, we just discussed everything before the presentation. Do you have more questions, or is everything is okay right now? I'm not sure how you low. Yeah, not here. Okay, then. Vanessa just wrote me yesterday that it is getting like hard for her because she's ill. So I think we will go on with her a little bit later when she's she will be recovered. So this presentation, Min Yao, are you here? How is your state of work? Not here, I suppose. Okay. Someone wrote me in Discord here that about the blackout. I'll just check. No, yeah, sorry, I forgot about it. So, do we have a Jinju? Sorry, I made me speak your word.
I'm here, but I need maybe a few minutes to check my microphone because my address in another computer, so I need more time to connect with my microphone. So maybe later.
Okay, yeah, you can just take your time and then update, like just jump in and we will discuss your work. Okay,
Okay.
great. You can just write me or write in the chat, but better in Discord actually, because I found out that I can't find Zoom chat after we are done. And
Okay.
it's not very useful, so Discord is better. So we didn't forget anyone. Yeah, so Nana, we worked with her a little bit yesterday, and I've made a very quick version of her idea. Nana, are you here?
Yep, sure.
Yeah, great. So
We can't hear you. Your audio. It's back, I think.
sorry, you can't, I'll check.
I think it's back. We can hear you now.
It's okay?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Just, okay, so with Nana. So we've made a draft for her idea, and we had some, she has ideas how to improve it or add some stuff. I think we will work with it a little bit later today. I'll just need to check this. I haven't seen it yet, sorry. But I think I would want to go on with this example just to show you guys how to add sun and how to work with materials and how to, and then we can also export it to Spoke and check how it works if we are on time or just with Nana. So Nana, are you okay if we go on with this model as an example, and then we will discuss with you how what improvements you want to do with it and all the work we want to do further?
Absolutely, yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so guys, today we wanted to discuss this optimization. Day 3. We have some YouTubes here. So we need to know about optimization and what models work better in Spoke and yeah, light and materials, as I mentioned it before. So for Spoke, as we see, it is better to have low poly models because there are fewer polygons and there are fewer, they are very light. And here we have the example how they show the statistics. By the way, you can also check statistics while you work in Spoke and check how different things work good or not so good in Spoke. And here we have an example of low poly model that works fine because it doesn't have too many polygons, and also it doesn't have too heavy textures these are the two things that we need to remember about when we start to think about the export and the work in Spoke. So you can just check this tutorial and find out what's the best way. Like, as I remember right here, he says that it is better to have an image of these stones, for example, applied to the model, but not the actual modeled stones and so on. So the fewer polygons we have, the better it works. How we can optimize model, how we can make it better. So here we have this second tutorial, and what is important here is that first you can always check your statistics. So if you go to the bottom of your Blender window, it's not always there in the latest version. Here we can just check if you have scene statistics, and then you have numbers of triangles of the whole scene of all the objects that are not hidden. So if we just show other objects, it grows. So you just need to check the objects you want to use in your scene. And as we discussed with Zara, it is better to have 50,000 polygons for the whole scene. Otherwise, it won't work so well on different devices. For example, we have this project with Theta in Moscow, and I was dealing there with this number of polygons of this scanned model, because at first it had like 3 million of polygons. It was very crispy, but didn't work at all. So I had to reduce heavily number of polygons, and this is how we can do that. So we have this layout window in Blender. We just choose a model we want to work with. Then we go to modifier properties, the modifier, and there is a special modifier, very useful in Blender. It is called Decimate. It makes different versions of optimizing of your model. So it has 3 ways to optimize the model, and it works differently for different types of geometry. You can just play with it, but the thing is, we can look at it this way. So we see how many polygons we have right now. And then we can just check different versions. So the first one is Collapse. It just reduces number of polygons by ratio. For example, you can check 80% or like 0.8 and just see how it works. It doesn't change so much, but it changes. Like the first thing we have, it is 15,000 almost, yeah. And then if we change it, it's 11,000, but it didn't change so much for the viewer. And this way you can just find the perfect way, like the perfect ratio, because you see right now it starts to explode. So this thing is too much for the round surface, and we can just stop on 0.8 and check if it's good. And when we are good, we just say apply, and this is it. The model is lighter right now, so it was 15,000, now it is 11,000. We just check other ways for this model. So the other ways is unsubdivide. Actually, I don't use it so much because I'm not happy with the results. I'm not sure if it works right, but yeah, I'm not always happy with the results it produces, but sometimes maybe it works well. I'll just check on another model. I don't understand why it doesn't reduce the numbers. Decimate, unsubdivide, 3000 right now. It should reduce, but it doesn't. Okay. Not sure. I will check why, but in the video, everything works, I think. I'll just check why it doesn't. Also, this guy, he just tells how it works logically. So this is unsubdivide. Yeah, it makes this squarish polygons, and for architecture, it doesn't work well all the time. So I don't use it quite frequently. So this is how it works. But sometimes maybe for low poly, I think this is like low poly style. So you can just check it. Maybe it doesn't work with this type. I'll check one more time on subdivide. It doesn't change. I don't know. Okay, so the last one is planar. You see how it changed. With planar, the thing is that it works well with the models that have slight degrees in the walls. For example, the wall is almost like straight, but it is not. And you have an angle limit that reduces the polygons. So if you say 15 degrees reduction, it makes it like that. So it reduces all polygons that are less than 15 degrees for the model. And planar doesn't work well with circular or like round surfaces, but it works very well, for example, with 3D text. If we make a text, I would show you. Yeah, here it is. Text. There is a 3D text tool in Blender. It's very useful. You can change the font, change its how deep or how. Yeah, I will just show you. Extrusion, for example, like this, or smaller. But yeah, you can just produce 3D text very quickly. And I use lots of 3D texts in my rooms because it looks better than text on a transparent background. But the thing is, when we look at it, we need to convert it to mesh. The 3D text is like an object of text. I don't know, it's not a mesh from the start, so you need to export it to mesh. When you export it, you can't change the text. It starts to be an object, like a simple mesh. But the thing is, you see how many polygons it has on the E, for example. It is flat, but it has polygons because of the way it produces the text, I suppose. So if I modify this mate and planar thing, it just reduces all the stuff that is that we don't need on the flat surface. So it's very useful for something like this, this planar decimate. But let's check on subdivide. I'm just curious. Oh, yeah. This is why I don't use it. It's just, I don't know the perfect situation when it goes well, but yeah, planar thing goes better. So this is this modifier. Don't forget to apply it once you you have chosen the way that you optimize, apply. So here we are. It has fewer polygons, and it is ready to export to scope. So this was this optimization thing. You can just check. I suppose that at the moment, Zara and this project and maybe this project needs the most optimization, because Olivia, I think you're good with your stuff. It's not too heavy, but it's good to know how you can reduce. And maybe we will be in time to use 3D text, or we will edit later. And it is also useful to optimize it, so it's not too heavy in the scene. The next thing that we look at is light and materials. The light thing, I just checked this tutorial today, and actually I didn't remember this thing, and it's useful. There are three types of light. So I just find this key light, fill light, and rim light. And I think it's good to use. Actually, I always use like sun and then ambient light, some light that is filling the whole scene, and some light that is inside. But if you think about this scene this way, so you have like very far away light that leads the whole scene, then a rim light and this key light. It's like you can just play with this. I'll just show you how to do that. So we have our scene, and if we, first thing to do, like we start to work with light and materials, we need to go to render, and it is important for us and check if we have render cycles, because we work with cycles for GLB model. It turned out that Blender has a number of render engines inside it, and game developers use one, we use another for different tasks. So we use cycles, and when you change it, it renders differently even in the preview. So when I use cycles and it looks like that, for example, and Eevee, it looks quite different. So you just, if you see some weird things, you just check what type of render engine you use, because finally we need to use cycles for the baking. So we changed render engine to cycles. Now when we viewport shading, press viewport shading, we see how it would be rendered. In this scene, I suppose I have two lights. Just put it here. We have two lights. It's better to have folders if you have lots of objects. I haven't prepared it, so I always put light into different folders so I see it. But yeah, we have one light inside, for example, and one light outside. This is the sun. So to create a light, we need to go to add light and choose different types. There is point. It's I think it's quite familiar for you what different types are, but we have a point that lights like everywhere from one point. We have a sun that is very intense, and it is useful to have one up in the scene if you have this daytime scene. We have a spot that has a radius or an area that is littered and nothing aside from this cone. And we have area. It's also very useful if we need to lit up, for example, a window, or like to imitate a window, we can use it. So we have these 4 types. Usually we use all of them actually. So we have sun. If we add another, for example, light sun, it appears somewhere in the middle. It appears where your 3D cursor is. It's a thing, it's useful thing, but it is weird the first time you use Blender. It helps you to change this pivot points and something like this, but yeah, it appears in this cursor. And it has this menu that you can change straightforward from this appearance, so that, for example, it appears here. We will delete the first one. So we have the sun, and we can go to its properties, and we can change the color, its strength, angle, and I'm not sure max bounces. I think I need to watch tutorial, but like something, I haven't changed it yet. Maximum number of bounces the light will contribute to the render. Not sure. Okay, so this is the sun. If we delete it right now, or just put on or off, you see the difference of the rendered model. You can see the difference only in this shading mode. So we have a sun. And for example, for this interior scene, we need another light. Here it is. This is a point light. Actually, you can create light and change its properties right here. So you can change even if from point to sun, a spot or area. You can change its power and its color and see the difference. So the atmosphere is different. And yeah, so you create light and just check how it looks like from this shading point of view, like this shading mode. Also, if you'd like to, for like long-term projects, I create some cameras from which I just check how everything is changing. But I think now, like, it's useful just to go around and see how it's changing and what you like, what you don't like. Yeah, because of the project is complex, like sculpture is complex. We don't see actually, is it bad or good? Yeah, but it works this way. So this thing we can change a little bit and see the results here. It's almost the render. You can see this path tracing sample. This is the number of samples through which he calculates the render. So when it gets 32 to 32, like all samples are done, you see almost the final result, the final render. So you just need to wait for a bit and see how it works for the scene. Okay, so I think, yeah, we can just check other types so that you understand how it works. So this is the spotlight. It has this angle and external radius and internal. You can just play with it. It's quite like user-friendly and understandable. We can't see the results because it is not strong enough, but we can change the power. And we see that it starts to appear in the scene. So this is the point, sorry, the spot, sorry, spot, directed light, okay. And also we have area. Area appears like that. This is just area of light. It could be round, yeah, it could be these ellipse, different types, and it could change. We can change it in size, and it is good. For example, if you have some space where you want like a window that lights up the whole scene to have an area. So it works like that. If we change the color, we will see the result. So we have blue here, red here, the sun from above, and also to lit up the scene, we can use preferences of the world. Actually, I didn't say anything about it. This is the world window. It influences the way that everything appears because it has background. This is something like that surrounds our scene, and the background can be not only color but also image. We can use the skyboxes from the site, for example, as well, and you can even choose a skybox for your model and then import it here. Choose skybox for Spoke, for example, and import it here and use it here as well. So you have maximum so like close physical effect in Spoke and here. So I don't remember background full screen Spoke. So I will just show you in a bit. I'm not sure because we have the slide. So I'll check how to show you. Ambient occlusion is the thing like light that fills up the whole scene. It even influences the interior scene as well, I think, yeah. So it's useful when you have too dramatic light, for example, and you want to make it smoother. You can make this factor not 1 point, but very small, like 0 point. So we have this reddish light and bluish light, but not so strong. For example, if we check it, like don't use it at all, it changes. Yeah, we also like this, from this to this, so you can just influence how the model looks in your environment. I usually use ambient occlusion for like this slight effect that it is just softness of light. Okay, this is the types of light and things that we can use for our GLB model. I suppose that there may be more technical details or more technical stuff about the light, but this thing allows me to produce something that I use for Spoke, and it is okay. I'm happy with it, and maybe like later you can learn something more, but we can produce something that looks like this in Spoke, and I think this works good. So for our next section, we have materials. Materials, I think I haven't put yeah, I have put a cycle sample. This is the render that we use. Here we have more information about the properties. I think we will cover this tomorrow as well, but you just need to remember that we use cycles right now. And yeah, the materials, I think I would put some tutorials for materials. I just wasn't on time to do this today. I'll just check, do we have materials here? Because this is a very useful fundamentals playlist. Timeline tracking, but also this Donut guy, he just tells very good stuff about materials. Okay, we don't see them. So I'll just show you how we use them. So we have all our stuff imported into Blender. Yeah, we have different models, and we go to their material properties. Right here, we have a window for material properties. And when we import something from external software, we have like here we have only one material, but sometimes it's like thousands of materials coming from another model, another software. So we just need to change this and clear it and have like an understandable number of materials that we use. So for example, if we need like these islands, if we want these islands to be slightly different and we want to check different materials, we just we can duplicate this one or create new one. So for example, we duplicate and rename island 01, for example. So it has different material. The thing, Olivia, you had today was like you were creating new and new ones. Oh, no, not like this, like this. So you created, for example, a black, and then you created a green, and they overlay, and they just don't work all together because we can just choose an area, for example, in your object and say it's green and this is black and this is white, and then all materials are applied. But as long as the whole area is applied with the first material, it appears this way. And if we start to delete, remove material, we start to see these different versions. This is how it works. So we need one material for one object right now. Or if you have an area, for example, you have, you want this thing to look different. Also for selecting, guys, yeah, just, I found it not far ago. If you select with this thing clicked, toggle X-ray, it selects everything with an X-ray. So you don't select one half, but not the thing that you don't see. So just, I recommend to select with toggle X-ray selected. So we say it is, oh, sorry, 1 second. It is another material. Say we white, for example, and we need to say assign to selection. Oh, I don't see the result. 1 second. Sorry, guys, 1 second. I just lost a bit. Why it's not selected the way I told you. So we have tab, we select some area. Okay, I'll just need to write the things that don't work during workshops. So, okay, so in this thing, I hope it will work now. Sign? No. Okay, I just need to check it on simple thing. If you have some problems, guys, if you don't understand why it doesn't work, just try first to learn on simple things, because when you do something simple, it's easier to understand what doesn't work. So, for example, this one, this sign, yeah, it works here. So maybe I have some problems with the whole. So, and also I just wanted to check if I press tab and want to select the whole model, and we have this X-ray, yeah, it has the whole model selected. But if we don't have X-ray, for example, and I make like that, it doesn't select the things that are not visible from our point of view. So X-ray selection works very well for model selection. Okay, so I'll just delete this. Materials. So to work with materials, we have a window for working with materials, and Blender, as maybe you have seen or haven't seen yet, it has this node canvas that allows us to work and to change materials. You can change them from this window, but it's not always very useful. Like if you want to make something complex or something like very precise, you need to go to shading workspace and work from here. So we can change all these parameters, and it will influence the way that the model looks. Don't forget to check that you are in the shading. Check this tutorial, but I think there was a good tutorial from this guy, and he tells all this logistics, what is everything. But to make something like very spectacular and reflective, you need to low roughness. Roughness is for materials that don't reflect at all. So if roughness is 1 point, it doesn't reflect anything. And if it is low, the material reflects everything around. We also have metallic. I suppose it makes it a little bit like blackish, I don't know, like not so soft. This spectacular thing works the best to make it reflective. Also, sheen and sheen tint makes reflectance. As I remember right, this sheen tint just makes this area of reflectance small or big. So you can just play with this, but the key elements here that I use much is sheen, roughness, and spectacular. You can see how soft and free. So we will call it green. And oh, sorry. This is weird. This is the bug I had, I think. Okay, I won't change it at the moment. We just need to save. Okay, so if we want something to appear differently, we have another material for the object, and we just change it like main, for example. If I don't know if you have some logics how to index objects or materials, you can just follow your logic, but it is good when you understand. So for example, I want glossy objects like that. And so on. So I change these parameters, and it's important that it looks like that. So we have a node for parameters of our material, and we have a node for this material output. This, if it doesn't connect, you see it doesn't work. So we need something to connect to this node. Also in Blender, there are different types of nodes, and you see that we just check that we connect green with green. We can't connect BSDF with displacement, for example. So if you are familiar with nodes, it won't be so painful for you. But if you don't understand fully what's going on, you can just check tutorial and just copy the things, how they're connected and how it is performed in the tutorial. I do like that when I need something like to work, but not sure how to do that. So the last thing I wanted to show about materials. Yeah, the materials can be very complex, like that. I was just playing with the things I can do with the materials, and we can do this rainbow type materials with a color wheel or color ramp. I will find a tutorial for it. I will put myself ramp color. So I just put notes not to forget stuff, just to show you guys. Okay, so they look like this. For example, I just try different stuff, but you can make glossy materials, for example, with different colors. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, this one. We're changing this one chrome, and if we change the color, like that, for example, we can add more and more, and we can make different stuff. We change the color here in this window, like that. So there are, yeah, like that. So, and for example, we don't do it. So we can play with this stuff, and it's very quickly starts to look like rainbowish thing. And there are tutorials with the script. So I will send you one that I followed to make this thing. But it's not like, it's quite friendly. You just need to copy the nodes. I just can make, for example, a screenshot and put it here. You just need to copy the script the users of Grasshopper understand me and just remake some stuff and play with it, and it would look good. Upload. Yeah. So also you can see here that I'm mixing shader. So I can have different shaders applied to one material, and I can change the number of impact, the ratio of impact of one shader vs another. So if I just put it here, glossy BSDF, so it works like that without translucency, but I can mix things. And also there is a number, if you, if you click on the window, press Shift A, you can see all the windows, these scripts you can use for the shader. And there is a number of shaders. So we used, in the first example, we used Principled BSDF. This is something that we use for objects that don't have transparency or are not emissive like normal objects. But there is also different types of BSDF, and there is transparent, translucent, and emission. And I use emission, for example, quite a lot when I have an object that I want to emit, not an area that is that lights up my scene, but an emissive thing. It looks like that. Oops. Why I don't see that? Yeah, like that. So it's quite wide, but we can change emission, this range, and yeah, you can play with it as well. For example, with this mushroom, so yeah, I've made something like this with emission. So I've produced many small round things like plots, and I made them emissive, and they look like that in this example. First, I used them as an object, and then I just rendered this floor with this emissive stuff reflecting on the floor, and just remove them, and it looked like that. So emission is good for these areas. For example, it's just emission material, and those things, something small that you want to lit your scene with. So about transparency, yeah, it works well in Blender, but I will figure out how to make something like this in Spoke. As I understand it right now, Olivia, I can just render this thing, but it won't be, it would like appear like this, but it won't be transparent by its properties in Spoke, or you won't see the landscape outside. This is the thing. I have this other example where the model is transparent, but it doesn't have this reflectance or softness or these properties like rendered transparent material. But I will figure out. Okay, guys, how do you do? Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay. I think for materials, you just can check when I want to create something like cool material in Blender, I just check like Blender 2.9, for example, rainbow material. And I always find, yeah, this is the tutorial I talked about. We can always find some suggestions from people that use Blender how to make. And here we go. He shows how he does it, and you just follow it and follow it and make the same thing, and it works well. We don't have like huge libraries like in Grasshopper, for example, but it's manageable to just make the same thing in tutorial, like these, for example. I don't know how to do this. So just try to find it with Google. Okay, I hope I haven't forget anything. So we go to layout, for example, and view from the side. Here we have also, I think, one point light and one sun, and this is it. And it works pretty good for me. I can render it and try to export to GLB. Okay, so I'll just check. This terrain thing, I will find an example and drop it to Blender.
So for the materials, it's better to do it in Blender and not in Spoke, right?
Yeah, we make materials in Blender and then we just bake them to the model. So this is the thing that we'll learn tomorrow. But here is an example why we do it. And here we have, like, if you bake a model, if we bake a model with this light, like bluish and yellow, and go to Spoke, it appears the same way in Spoke. And this is the thing, how we can just influence the model. It looks quite the same. And this directional light in Spoke doesn't influence how this model performs. So it is the best way to use with models in Spoke.
So your advice would be like finish the model and like the material and lighting, everything like Blender, and then the final thing is to just put it in Spoke for scale.
Yeah, this is like the most
the best workflow
to get something and to show it the way that you want it to be. Otherwise, yeah, it looks differently on different devices. It could be flat, or it can like look not cool. Yeah, and this is an official tutorial from Hub's developers. So they advise people who work professionally in this area to make a model like this way, so that you have the stuff of work perfectly in all devices. Yeah, because if we think about it, like the model that you showed us today, Zara, is like it works great already, but we can't actually, as I remember, we can't change materials for model. Yeah, it doesn't have these properties. We can just change position. Yeah, and we don't work with materials at all. Here we can just, if we drop something bold here, this, for example, thing, we can change the way that it looks with skybox and sun and directional light, but we can't change.
Yeah. So this is the best workflow, and I understand, and I'm gonna try to do it, but I just had an idea. I don't know if you've tried it, but when you were showing the tab yesterday for the Sketchfab, right? So it links to the website for the original Sketchfab. That's how the URL business works. So I'm thinking for people who don't know Blender, right? Let's say they make a model in Rhino, right? Their workflow is in Rhino, materials, everything. And then you register an account on Sketchfab and you upload your model. Then I wonder if you just bring your model from directly Spoke URL of your Sketchfab model. And I wonder if it'll appear.
Yeah, you can upload model to Sketchfab, for example, and just upload it in Spoke from this window. Yeah, we tried to do this. We have tried to do this with point clouds. We had some issues with point clouds, and Sketchfab allowed us to upload very huge. Yeah, if you register on Sketchfab and upload your model in 1 hour, I think, or so, they need to process it, but then you can upload it from here.
Yeah, because all the materials and everything, like let's say you worked in Rhino and you add all your material map and scene, I'm sure it would come. But the only problem is like lights wouldn't come. So the lights you would have to do in Blender.
Yeah, yeah. Also, we use Blender to make this GLB.
Yeah.
For example, Maya or Rhino, they don't have this exporter, and this is the problem. Like if they would have, we won't need to go to Blender at all.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so yeah, you can see. Also, I wanted to show you, I don't know, I don't remember, I showed you yesterday that there is fog here, and this is one way to influence the way that everything appears from a side. For example, if you have this island with your model and you don't have anything away, you can use fog just to make a softer the difference between skybox and the age of your model, for example. You can just play with it as well. It is widely used, but I use it very very soft, because when you open a scene and see this fog, it's just you know how it's done, and it is very like widely used, not always working good. But okay, so guys, I think we're done with this Blender lecture. Tomorrow I will show you how to bake everything, and it's also a tricky thing, but this is the only thing for tomorrow. I think if you would have some questions about Spoke and adding assets to Spoke, we can discuss it as well. I think avatar customization would go to the other day, because we need to make our model, and you need some time for this. So I think it would be good to have only this lecture, so you can just check how it works and deal with all technical problems. So for today, I think we have maybe questions. I wanted to talk with Nana about this project. Do we have other projects or other people who? Yes, sure.
Yeah. I'm ready for my computer, and may I share my screen now?
Yeah, sorry, 1 second. Maybe we can stop the translation. If you don't have other questions, guys, I can just say thank you, and you can just leave, and we will go on with the people that still have questions. Do you have any questions before we start with Nana and this project? Okay. Okay, so I will drop your question, not questions, the things that I wanted to say about, like this links to Discord. Don't hesitate to ask me. So I think for our lecture we are done, and we will go on with the people that need to discuss ideas. So thank you so much, guys, for your impact, and see you tomorrow. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, so you can leave now.
Thank you.
Don't have this. Okay, bye. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Excuse me for. Yeah, I'm listening to you, Linju. Hey.
Can you hear me? There's something wrong with my internet just now.
So how do you do? Did you manage to work with this model?
So can you hear me right now, or you still?
Yeah, it's working okay.
Talking?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I think the internet's going well now, and I need to show my vendors, so I need to share the screen. All right. So I made a simple model for the design I did, and there's some problem with that. I spent some time to familiar with my software, and as you see, the basic sketcher have done, but I need some door on the walls like this, and it should be divided into 7 doors and with a right place. And also I need 2 stairs on here and here, but I don't know. I remember that you showed me a way to put stair in some ways, but I forgot that. So I don't know how to do that. And the second question is, you see, when I want to solidify something, like such as, for example, like wait a minute, like this, and when I take this like 2 meters wide, but I think that is different when I make this wall. It's only if I shoot 0.2, it will be same wide for the circle wall. So I don't know why was that happened, because they both have the meters after the number. So I don't know why. And the third question is, as you see, when I choose this, and there's some strange things on the face, so I don't know if it's something wrong or just it just looks like that. So maybe you can tell me what's going on here.
Do you have copies of the same model here? Maybe they're overlapping.
No, just this.
I think to figure out this, maybe you can just drop me this file, and I will check what's going on, because I can't say straightforward why it looks like this. Also,
okay, so I need to send it by email, or what? what can
I think email is better because yesterday when I was dropping some files, Discord has 8 megabytes maximum for a file. If it's bigger,
okay.
it could be via email.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and how did you do this circle wall? Is it with Archipack or just sphere, for example?
I don't know how to how to describe that, but I can show you. Just like I choose the point because I made it like a circle, and then I push it, made it like a cube, or cube, is that what it's called? I don't know. And I chose a point, and I grab it, and just like this. But I was hide the point on the ground like this, and I made it to with the with this.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Yeah,
and you
like
had
this. So I made this circle, and now I need to make door on the wall.
To make door, you need to model like not to make the thing that makes the sorry, I just not a door like to make this thing like the opposite thing of the door.
Yeah.
Correct this shape. And you need to use a modifier boolean to just delete this shape from your round wall. But maybe
like this. Like this, I think.
Just arc door.
Yeah, and but it need to divide the wall in 7 parts equally. Do you understand? Yeah. So it's need to maybe 1 on the center and 3 on the left and 3 on the right, like that. That's how what I want. So I don't know how to make it.
Yeah, we need to make a door to put it in the center, I suppose, or it's just use arrange button to make them on the same distance. I can try to do this as well. Or I think I need to check your model so that it is good now, doesn't have some problems that are not, that will, so that the model works well with the further iterations. And then I will check how to make these round doors, and maybe I will put it like find a tutorial how to make it, or maybe I will just put them, for example, in the model and drop you.
Yeah.
You will make it yourself.
Yeah, I will also search for some video to show if they can show me how to do that. And do you remember where to find the stair you showed me yesterday?
Yeah, sure. The stairs were in the Archipack. If you did you make this one?
Can I find it on this? I mean.
No, I think you need to go to the preferences of your file and check add-ons, and yeah, I'm not sure how to help you there.
Maybe you can
Yeah, I can
write it down to or
you can,
what's the menu name, and I can find it.
if you look here, yeah, you see my screen right now? Yeah.
No, maybe I can quit and you can take your share.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You see it right now, yeah?
Yeah.
So we go to 1 second. I'm a little bit lost because to hours open this window. We need to find preferences. Yeah, here, edit preferences.
Yeah.
And here you have a list of add-ons, and you need to make it work. You just put Archipack here, Archie like that, in the search window, and you just click on this, so it starts to appear in your menu.
Yeah.
And then when you have it, you go to Mesh, and here you have this Archipack.
I see.
And you can find stairs there. You just check what stairs you need. There are some issues with this window. Sometimes it doesn't appear and work from the first step. And there was tutorial with Archipack there in our Miro canvas, and there you can find how to deal with this problem if you would have one. Maybe you won't have. Okay, so we just choose the stairs like that, and here on the right we have this Archipack menu. You can influence how it looks, what is the size, like that. So we just delete everything we don't need. And we say it should be, for example, 2 meters and 1 like that. And you just influence how it looks, how many steps, what the goings, and finally you have something like this. Unless you convert it to mesh, it always has these parameters, and you can change them. But when we, for the next step, we need to find these parameters, check everything works well, and then convert it to mesh. So it is it starts to be just a mesh with now opportunities to preferences from Archipack, but we can use it for the further work like that. But today you just can check how to make it. Maybe I can just put you some stairs.
Yeah, I will check if I can use that.
Okay, so maybe let's do like that. So you just check this Archipack if it works well, if you can make stairs, and then you drop me the file with the comments like what you need to help with. I think I remember, but do you need stairs or not?
I understand. Yeah.
Drop you back.
Okay. Thank you. And another question is, I wonder if I put some material in the Blender and then I put the OBJ to the spoke, if it will change color or something, or it's just same in Blender.
I suppose first step, we make all the geometry, drop it to spoke first, check if it's all right, if it works well, if the scale is all right and something, and then we will add these materials in Blender. even if it's just white, for example, like in like I used in Neuro House, it's better to render it because it will work like look soft. It will look like that, soft and well prepared. Or otherwise, it won't be so cool. But yeah, if we have enough time, it is better to prepare it in Blender. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, can I recommend something that can help?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So for the design, Daria, if you could please go to her concept board.
Mm-hmm.
So the modeling that she's doing, I think in Blender, it'll cause problems. So it's much easier like in Rhino because the geometry is like circle and a rectangle, and even the doors, she would just have to do it like once in Rhino and then mirror it everywhere. So even I can help, like on Discord, if she can send me the file, I don't mind helping. It's because it would be very easy because the vertices and faces, like on Blender right now, they're intersecting, and that might be a problem in Spoke. So in Rhino, it'll take 5 minutes to, make the doors.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But how is that possible? If I make model in Blender, then I put it in the Rhino.
Yeah, you can go back and forth from Rhino and Blender if you have the OBJ, the object file. So let's say like you wanna you wanna take your model from Blender right now as a reference to Rhino. Like I'm not sure if you've used Rhino, but it's pretty simple. Like I can send you a tutorial as well that will help just to know like the basic. But you would just make this rectangle, and then you would just make this circle. And then literally like you would draw like a line that would be this shape, and you would just extrude it up. And then when you have this intersection, you would just Boolean intersection or Boolean difference. And then for the doors, you would just have to do it once. And then you would just have to like mirror it for the rest. Because I remember she said that she wanted them to be like 7 doors equally spaced. So instead of doing like them 7 times, you would just have to do it once, or just make half of this and mirror it. I don't know if I'm making sense, but
No, it's easy to make it in Blender as well. But as soon as she doesn't know Blender so well, it sounds complicated. But yeah, with the mirror stuff, we can make it in Blender as well. So I suppose maybe we will stay in Blender if the file is not too crashed, because yeah, those faces, they look like they won't work. And I need to check it, but if we need to make it from the starts, maybe we can make it in Rhino to be on time.
yeah, anything.
Okay, so just drop me the file. I will check it, and yeah, if we won't be on time, maybe Zara will help us.
Thank you very much.
Real teamwork.
Teamwork is the dream work.
Thank you so much. Okay,
Yeah.
so just check the stairs stuff and drop me the file.
Okay.
We'll figure out how to make it work.
Yeah. Thank you for helping.
Thank you.
Thank you both.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have Nana, yeah, with this thing right now, and I think everyone is good. Everyone else is good. So, Nana, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, great. Oh, 1 second. I will just save this file. Open Wisdom, Dante. So we have this right now with all the lights. But yeah, I just wanted to hear your impression and to hear your ideas. And also, I wanted to hear if you have gone through the tutorials and maybe you want to make improvements by yourself, or you have an idea how to do it, or you need help like to prepare the model further.
So I've watched the tutorials and I will definitely need some help because it's too complicated. Well, but still, while we were talking, I've made one more sphere to make them 9, I guess, like circles of hell here. And I've also experimented with the texture and shading, as you showed. And I think I want to make this metallic, I guess, the whole outer space. Well, the spheres and the outer walls of the main, how can we call it, building? I don't know. Yeah, and I don't know if we can edit inside thing because the main part is the inside, I guess. I've sent you some things that probably could be added there for the circles. So for the layers, I don't know, for the parts of spiral, so that a person could see, a visitor could see, well, 9 different or more or less different locations. I don't know if it's possible.
Do you have those models, for example, in your Blender? Maybe you can share your screen, or do you have something to share?
I don't think that I can share the screen because my Zoom is from my phone and I'm working on the computer because it's almost dead, my laptop, I mean, and it cannot handle Zoom and Blender together.
I see. Okay. So those models, they are, I just haven't seen them. And I'm afraid that it would take some time to look through them. Do you want something like from these models to put into the file, or you want everything, or just
so well, the thing is that I thought about this, where is it, the arena, which is going to be the end of the journey. Oops. I guess.
You need access.
Oh.
Maybe you can send me links to Sketchfab if it's not too much work for you, because I will see immediately all the parameters, statistics, the way that it looks. It will help me to just analyze.
Do it a bit later, I guess, in probably 20 minutes, because I'm at work right now. Yeah.
Oh, I don't hear you.
And they multiply.
Nana, I didn't hear you for about 50 seconds.
Okay, so the basic thing I wanted to say that it's You remember you told us about the thing that the visitor comes and picks some object and then throw it and it multiplies.
Mhm.
I wanted to add the coin there because there is a greed circle in hell, and when they come there, they can pick this coin and throw it, and it appears in and multiplies.
Okay, yeah, we can add it as an asset and it can go separately from the main file.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and about the arena, I thought the first thought that I had when you're supposed to, I think we can make some geometric shape of it, not an exact model, for example, from Sketchfab, but some like imitation in this language that we use for the whole thing, so it doesn't look from outside like a separate model. And where did you want to implement the arena?
In the very end of the journey. So in the very lowest layer.
Bottom, there is some arena, and I can go like see the example, and we can put there, yeah, some like something that resembles this arena.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's do it that way. And all the other assets, they're for what? They are for environment, yeah. And hurricane, low polygon point, that's okay.
So the hurricane I wanted to put into the center, I guess, because there is a central circle with the hurricane.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I will wait for links for these models to understand fully what we need to implement. We will add this arena to the bottom. Also, there are different islands. I just modeled some stuff yesterday. You can choose some and say, we don't need so many different. It's just
yeah, I guess it's cool. Like they're all different because the circles are different.
Great. And the thing we need to think about is the light inside, where it comes, like, is it from the highest point and it's getting darker
Yeah. That's
and light outside is close to the thing that we made today. Yeah. Okay, and the materials, you can play with the materials. I can actually drop you the file I have now after our lecture, so that you can work with materials, like play with the materials. And yeah, we would need to add this stuff with the links, and I think we will be good. Also, I just wanted to check how we can get inside if we appear somewhere outside, but we need an entrance to the whole thing. And how
there is a door actually.
Yeah, we need to add this door. I haven't done it yesterday. And also, I need to check how we need to check how we use this spiral. Because yeah, I've made it yesterday in Gravity Sketch, so I'm not sure if the user can walk on it. Like, is it walkable, the whole thing, or like from the start to the end, or not? And I had a suggestion, if it works well. If the geometry doesn't work well right now, I suppose maybe the user can fly inside, so that we don't need to make some precise design for the thing, but you can walk from time to time and you can fly if you have some problems like that. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's a good idea, I think.
It's okay. Okay, great. So I wait for the links from you. I'll drop you this Blender file we have right now. And then we implement this arena and the things that you want. I think during the evening and the night. And we will try to put it to, we need to try to put it to spoke till tomorrow, just to check how it feels and how it works. And then we will make this next step with baking materials, okay? Great, so I'm in Discord and email, and just don't hesitate to write me.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So guys,
Hi Dara, this is Apeksha.
Oh yeah, hello.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I think I got confused with the timings again. I'm actually working as well, so I'm usually in office. Like I'm from India, so right now it's 7 o'clock here in the evening. So yeah, that's when I get off. So I think I will not be able to attend that way. And yesterday also I watched after I came back. So do you think you can look at my concept right now so that I can work on it right now, and tomorrow I will?
I think we can look at it right now if you have this time.
It is on Miro. I uploaded it on Miro.
I see. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, so my idea was like, since you said it should be something simple so that we complete it within the duration of 5 days. So it's more about the concept right now. So I thought I could maybe make a museum of vague volumes where it's the space is not just 4 walls, a ceiling, and a roof, and the floor, but it could be a distortion, a spatial distortion, and different. I could maybe have like four maximum 5 galleries of these distortions, and it's an experiential journey of feeling spaces beyond more than 4 walls. So on the right side, you can see what I wrote according to what I felt those spaces could be like. Does this make sense?
Yeah, that's beautiful, and I like the idea. That's very cool. We should try to make it. Yeah, the museum of volumes, that's very cool, and it will work well for Mozilla Hubs. I'm not sure about the environment, but I think it would be a real like spatial journey.
By weird environments, I meant maybe I could have something in the process effects inside the room, maybe dewdrops or particles or sound, or those sort of effects that could be the weird environment element that I'm talking about here.
Okay, great. And what's about your background? Can you manage to model this?
The second image that you see, that's something that maybe I want to have an element of that sort, but I cannot model something like that. But the simpler forms, I definitely can do that. The rest of the things that you see on this these images, I can model those, but the second image that you see, the pasta-like shape, I don't know how you would define it, the parametric geometry, I don't think I can do that, but I would want to inculcate something like that. The one above it, yeah.
We can start, for example, with something small, like one piece or one room, like not one, rooms that you can manage to do for the first, and maybe you can make a draft of what you can do with maybe some help. And do you work in Rhino or in Blender?
I work in Rhino. So maybe I'll model them in Rhino, or maybe yeah, like I've never used Blender, so I mostly use SketchUp and Rhino.
So you
So
can
I
start with Rhino. It's
yeah,
good.
yeah. So maybe tonight I will try to make some of these elements, and maybe on paper I could draft out a plan of these calories.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like very vague right now. There are too many ideas. Maybe I should have like 3 or 4 at max so that it's doable.
I think it's good to make a prototype to understand how the workflow goes, to check everything on a small thing so that you're in time and don't lose like the rest of the workshop, and you produce something cool. And then you can just scale to the bigger stuff. So it would be good to have like 3 rooms, for example, or something like just make a draft of this small volume that you want to design, and try to make a draft like during today, tomorrow, so that we are on time to make it to take the next step. Okay.
Yes. I think I'll do it tonight, and tomorrow I'll show it to you.
Great. Yeah. If you have some questions, or you couldn't understand something from previous tutorials, just live streams, just don't hesitate to write me. Okay.
Oh yeah, definitely. I will do that.
Okay, great. You have beautiful idea. I would be happy to realize this.
I cannot wait to realize it.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. Good evening.
Okay, guys. So I suppose we are done today. I will drop you some additional stuff to Discord about the terrain and some texture tutorials, I think. And yeah, I would help the guys that need some help. So I'm in Discord, and later on I will write you an email with link for tomorrow. Thank you so much for your participants. Thank you.